Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Well guys, I am up in Cleveland, Ohio this weekend, visiting with a newfound friend, Chris Boggs here, who is with Boggs Equipment. And I thought we might do a little shop video tour here. So first off, tell me a little bit about your business and what you got and why y'all put together this little shop here.
Okay, yeah, we buy and sell used machinery. We focus on, our original focus was on printing and packaging machinery, which is still the core of our business. We have about a 60,000 square foot warehouse here full of equipment. We have a small fleet of trucks, semis and box trucks, and we actually go out and we pick up the machinery, we bring it in and we clean it, and we photograph it, and we do testing videos showing it's functional, that's the step where this machine shop came in. We started buying machines to make parts, fix parts, all these types of things to repair the equipment, and we just kind of got a mill, then we got a lathe, and then another mill, then a bandsaw. It just kind of started adding up. But in the process, we started buying metalworking equipment, a little bit here and there. We started to accumulate some inventory. So we were starting to sell, accessories, tooling, tables, mills, bandsaws, that sort of equipment, dust collectors, all types of different things.
Cool. Well, interesting story about how I kind of came to meet Chris. If you've watched my videos often, you probably saw one recently where I got a big surface plate, and I had found the surface plate online. I've been looking for one and found one that I liked. And anyway, did some bidding and inquiring about it, one thing or another, and Chris ended up contacting me after we'd had a little bit of interaction over email, and he's like, "Hey, aren't you the guy on YouTube that does the videos? Like all my guys in my shop watch it. I watch your channel and all this." So anyway, we ended up kind of developing a friendship. We worked out a deal, got the surface plate for the shop, and I had the opportunity to be up in this area, so I wanted to come by and actually visit him face to face, and have spent about a day or so here looking around, just doing things. But thought you guys might see in this, and I think we're going to do a shop tour first. And as a separate video, I think we can go around and kind of look at some of their inventory and show you some of the stuff they got. If anybody's interested in machinery, they're great to work with, and go from there. But anyway, that's the game plan. So let's start doing a tour of your shop here. Okay. When I came and started looking at some of the machinery you had, I almost had to laugh because I'm seeing some common trends here. Any reason for that?
I'd like to say I saw your channel and started buying it, but this just happened to be the first milling machine we saw that was a good deal, and it was actually at a print shop. They used it to maintain their machines. But,
okay.
That's how I found your channel the first time, was
looked up something on the Wells Index. So yeah, this is the exact same milling machine that I have in my shop, which anyway, I thought was kind of neat coming over here and looking at it and comparing it to mine, and it's identical. Great milling machine. I love this machine. I really like mine, and I know you said you guys have a few little service things you need to do to it, but all in all, it's been a good mill for you.
Oh, it's been great. This is the mill that I've learned on. It's everything's worked pretty much on it. Our power feed needs a little attention, and there's something not quite right in the
spindle.
Little looseness in the spindle that makes a little rattle. But otherwise, it's made a lot of good parts for us. Parts we either couldn't get or just were a long lead time. It runs great. It's also got the quick switch setup on it, which I like. To be able to change the tooling on.
Grab one of those and kind of show them that real quick. It's pretty neat if you've never seen this setup.
So they make quick switch, pretty much everything you could ever need. This is the 200 series, so it's the mid-size. They make a 100, which is limited options, and then a 300 for the larger machines. But you got every size end mill holder you could want. You got, this is a boring bar, or
boring head, yeah.
This is set up for your cutters here. Mm-hmm. And then this standard they make all kinds of Jacobs tapers for chucks and whatnot as well. And the great thing about it is we have a whole rack over here of end mills, or of holders. You just grab this spindle and spin it. Well, it's easier if I'm in low gear.
Yeah.
You just grab this spindle and you're in. And then spin it again, and you take the tool out. It takes a few seconds to change over tooling.
Yeah, so I thought it was interesting that if you look in the literature for Wells Index, they offered spindles, I think, with the quick change like this, or what's it called? The
Quick, but made by Universal, it's quick switch.
quick switch. Of course, they have the R8, which is the most common, which is what I have, and I think they have like maybe a Cat 30 option or something like that. So they have different spindle options, and if you ever wanted to change it, you can actually order a new spindle. Wells Index is still in business. It's probably a pretty pricey thing, but this is a neat setup. It has some kind of unusual tooling that can be a little difficult to find, but it looks like you guys have put together a nice collection of it.
We've gotten lucky and found some lots of it, but yeah, it's good when you got it.
Good deal.
We have a whole assortment of different quick switch items. We got a few at the mill, and the small rack was about half full, and we've gotten lucky to pick some stuff up over the years. These are interesting. You put the pieces in, you take the tooling out, and a little nut, you can put that in a vise.
Oh yeah, a little holder.
A little holder. We have a little collet rack here. There is, collet holders for these as well, so you don't have to, you can still use collets if that's something, particular need you have, you can do that. And then we have a couple, I know you love these.
Oh yeah, little Hewitt boxes, man.
Hewitt boxes. Ours needs a little attention. Our chaps are mostly missing. I got to fill that out. But the drill indexes are they're wonderful. You grab what you need immediately. It's all labeled. And then over here we have some R8 stuff. We picked this up separate from our mill. At a sale we picked up all the collets and a few tool holders we've been adding to it. But this is all for our Supermax mill over here behind me. Our other mill, which is a little smaller but does a nice job. And this is just the standard R8. So this is our rack of just general tool, not tooling, but angle plates, vices, V blocks, angle blocks, all that, rotary tables, all that kind of stuff. I think we might have a little more than we need.
Maybe, but that's the kind of stuff that's nice to have, and that's a nice heavy-duty shelf system you got there too. I like that.
I believe it is your favorite there. I think that is a Quipto as well.
A Quipto, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I think the shelves are ready for something crazy like 800 pounds of lift, because when I was putting those vices on there, I was doing a little math like, am I going to overload this? But I think I was okay at 6 or 7 vices on that one shelf at 70, 80 pounds a piece.
Cool.
But yeah, just a bunch of vices. We're in the process of restoring a couple of them. All I will say, whether you use a Vapor Rust or the other one, Metal Rescue. Metal
Rescue, yeah.
Is your friend. These things were, orange with rust, and I just soaked them in there overnight, and they came out, they're still machine perfect, and they look beautiful now. Most of the stuff I soaked in the Metal Rescue product. So this is our tooling center here. We got some of these nice Lion cabinets, Lista, Lion.
Yeah, they're all kind of the same, but these are nice. I love these cabinets.
Heavy duty, put a lot of weight in those. We got tooling all throughout these. You got end mills, and this one looks like it might need a little bit of organizing, but they're all in there. And we just happened to have this countertop, which was the same width as 3 cabinets.
I thought it came with them or something. No, it just worked out.
I threw it under our mezzanine out back, and I figured one day that countertop's too nice to throw. We'd use it, and there you go.
Perfect.
And then on top, we just got a little more organization needed, but I got V blocks and magnetic, tool makers blocks, and for the magnetic blocks for the surface grinder.
Yep.
All that, gauge blocks, everything.
So tell me the story on this table. This is a really pretty nice little feature here.
Yeah, it's a nice thick table. I think it's about 2 inches.
2 inches thick, yeah, real close to it.
And it's on some pretty good casters. It rolls around if you got one strong person or a couple. Makes it a little easier. We brought it in here with a pallet jack. I think we didn't want to try and make it past the lathe and everything behind here, but it was a little rusty. We got it at a local sale. Factory closed down. It was in their maintenance department. A little strip off some rust, but it's been a great table for us. It's solid. I wouldn't say it's as true as a surface plate, but it's pretty flat. It's pretty flat,
and it's a great work surface. You can get over here and bang on stuff. It's not going to move around too much, and so on. So you got a little cast iron surface plate here too?
Yeah. This is I'm not sure where we actually got this, but it's not, for just doing a little indicating. I have a granite I'd like to get up here at some point, but we haven't gotten it up on the table yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I like this little cast iron surface plate. I haven't actually I've just checked it with a square. I don't really have anything more precise than that to check out how true it actually is, but for just checking something real quick, it's been good.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
The table overall, I mean, you can't can't put a value on a nice heavy-duty table.
You know, I've got one at the top's not, I think my top is 1 inch thick, and mine's actually got a bunch of holes in it. It was like a table that a machine was set up on at one time, but man, that thing is just indispensable. I don't know what I'd do without it.
Is that the one you got, you know, where you do your mail videos at right there?
Well, no, this is, I really use it more as a welding table, but sometimes if you just need a good, strong, steady table that's not going to move around on you, and like I said, if you need to bang on something or whatever, that's where you go. You just go right over there.
I thought it might have been a welding table when we bought it. There was only one picture from the side, and it was covered in boxes of tooling. I was hoping maybe it was an acorn table.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll be honest, I actually am much happy with what it's at, because we were looking for a table for the middle of the shop here around to put all the machines around, and it is just the right size. There's not, you know, you can still got room for the drawers over there, and it's worked out nicely for us. So
it looks like you're in the Monarch Club.
I am in the Monarch Club, and I did happen to pick this up before I found your channel, but as soon as I did, I started watching the videos you got about your Monarch lathe.
So again, I said he has a couple things that look familiar. I'm actually got this exact same Monarch Model K lathe in my shop. I'm in the process still of restoring it. It's been going on way too long of a project, but eventually we'll get it. And we were in here yesterday afternoon playing around with it. This thing is a really, really sweet machine. And y'all been using it some, you say?
Yes, we have. We've been making some parts. We sell a line of machines that had a brake. There was a brake issue. We actually retrofitted all the machines we had by one of our in-house technicians designed a modification. So he used this between some aluminum, some steel, actually I think he cut some plastic on it to make a feeder core. And we've used it for a ton of little projects here and there. It's just it's a beast. It'll hog some metal off.
Yeah. Yeah.
The gentleman who's actually been teaching me a lot about the machining here, he's got a Grizzly at home, and he told me, he's like, if you find out one of those Monarchs, I think I might have to have one. They're solid machines.
Yeah, Monarch made a nice product, and this is a nice machine. I think it was made in '62.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
62.
Which I think is the same year mine was made. So they're right around that same time frame. Very, very nice machine. This is a keeper for sure.
Yeah, this thing's going to leave here when everything else does.
There you go. Hang on to it.
Sounds good.
So looks like you got dueling do-alls.
We do. They compete very regularly. This one's a little bit more of a little heavy-duty setup. It's got the 1-inch blade on it. That's what we have it set up for.
Right.
More ripping and heavy cutting. We have the other one's more of a contour machine, so it's got the thinner blade on it. But I'll be honest, after the Wells Index, this is probably my second favorite machine in the shop.
So this one is really cool because this is all hydraulic powered on this thing. The table, you can actually clamp something down this table, and the table will feed into the blade. Even like the guides on here, there's a switch over there, and it's hydraulic controlled going up and down. Totally variable speed. Lot of fancy adjustments you can make over here to control things. Really a neat machine.
Yeah, they even went hydraulic on the variable speed. The pulley's got a hydraulic cylinder on it.
Wow.
It's almost, I'm worried one day when the hydraulics go, the machine's pretty it's just not very useful at that point, so we'll have to for that. But
you can rebuild it all. Rebuild it all.
It works great now. Yeah, that feed though has come in handy a number of times. You got to cut some heavy stock. You just clamp her down, and you can adjust. You can even adjust how much pressure the power feed is putting on the stock as it's feeding.
There's a meter over there that measures it even, so you can...
There's a working gauge. There's no, the readout behind it's missing, but you can kind of, get an idea where it's at.
Yeah, but yeah, if you needed to cut like a really strange angle or something, this has got T-slots in the table. So you can literally like clamp a piece of metal down here, put you a protractor in here, work off of one of these angles, one of these straight lines, clamp it down, come in here, and like I said, the whole table will just feed right into this thing and cut it off. So really a neat heavy duty bandsaw. Yeah. And then you got the other one back here.
Yes, we do. This is another new addition. Another, like you said, the dueling duals. It's a little different setup. You got this one's set up more for contour, curves, everything pretty much that thing doesn't do.
Exactly. So nice combination.
It's got that nice little guide up there too with a meteorite on it.
So Jim Bollinger was made a comment. He's got one of these do-alls, and it actually has an option here for selecting the right blade for cutting meteorite.
Yeah.
In case anybody needs to do that, here you go, do-all. A go-to meteorite cutter.
I think the big one's a little older. It actually has asbestos on the gauge there.
Okay, so you can cut asbestos with it. I don't know that I'd recommend it,
I
but,
wouldn't recommend it either.
but it'll cut it really well.
It's got the blade speed set up for it.
There you go. I'm sure back in the day in some of these naval shipyards, they did a lot of that.
Did all kinds of it, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, this is some nice, real nice setup here. So in the bandsaw department, in addition to the vertical bandsaws, you got a really nice horizontal setup here for just dimensional cutting links and what have you.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure what brand it was, but it really is a Kosin, which is, I'm not sure that's how you pronounce their name, but they're I believe, Taiwanese company that imports saws. They do it directly now, but at some point in the 80s when this was made, I think it's like an 89, they had somebody else, maybe Sharp, I think was the name on it.
Okay.
And anyways, I had called Kosin because a couple of these blade guides had gone on it. They're cast aluminum, and I took them over to get somebody to TIG weld them, and they said, no.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. They hold little pieces of carbide, but I called Kosin, and they found the saw, the diagram. They were great to work with, and they got me the parts. But she cuts some metal. We've been doing a bunch of fab jobs with her, making parts for our trucks, some big toolbox holders and whatnot for our trucks. And it's got coolant in it. It's a nice saw.
Little box and pan finger brake here for doing some sheet metal work.
Yeah, we have machines that have covers that are missing, or just little things here and there that need to be bent. It's worked out really well for us. It's nothing fancy. I don't think this company exists anymore, but it's an Asian machine. But this is I found a manual. This is the exact same one Grizzly sells.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that's nice. You can probably still get parts for it then if you need to, or make parts for it.
I would assume so. The manual and the parts explosion looks the same, so I'm thinking they get it probably from the same factory.
Probably so.
But it's worked out good. It bends some metal.
That's all you need. And you got a welding setup in here. You got to be able to do some welding, right?
Yep, got to be able to put two pieces of metal together.
And you got a nice little setup here for sure. Another welding table or a welding table to work off of. Is this one y'all built, or did you find this somewhere?
We built it as much as that we painted it. No, no, we got this off a job. I'm not sure. I can't actually remember. This one's been here as long as the machine shop, I think, has. As soon as we got the first machine, we had picked this up to put next to lay tooling and whatnot on. Now it's a good welding table. The one issue is it's a little thick to clamp to, so we're hoping it's soon here to put some wings, some angle iron wings on it.
Ah,
so we can do some clamping.
Yeah.
You can do thinner stuff, but
sure.
You have a 3-inch tube under here that limits you a little bit.
I got you.
But we did get the paint gun out one day, and these tables are all great heavy-duty tables, but they don't look all that nice.
Right. And your MIG outfit here, ESOB, huh? That's a nice industrial setup there.
Yeah, so the benefit, we have an industrial, setup here, so we have three-phase. And from what I understand, getting a three-phase phase converter for welding is not quite the same as machinery. They're quite expensive.
Okay.
So we're lucky enough to have three-phase power, so we picked up this ESOB unit. It's got a little boom on it, so we can swing it between a couple tables here. This is more of a kind of maintenance table, but it can go to that one if we have a bigger project, or that one's got a fume extractor on it over there. You can swing either direction.
Okay.
So it's nice to have a little boom, keeps the table the cords off the table and whatnot.
I see you're real brand loyal to welders. You got a yellow box over there. We got a red Lincoln. We got a couple of blue Millers, a blue Lotus. So.
Not that brand loyal. and even the Lincoln has a Miller chiller with it.
There you go. You got a Miller chiller on a Lincoln square wave, but yeah, you got a nice little selection here of some different welding boxes.
Yeah, I will say we did not put the Miller Lincoln together. That's how they came in, so it's all plumbed up and ready to go. We left it. But yeah, I'm right there with you, Keith. I'm still learning the TIGs, but it's if you got to learn off a machine, and that's not a bad one to start with.
This is a very nice machine for sure, yeah. All of these are actually nice machines, so.
Oh, there's the Millers. It's pretty much the same thing as the ESOB, but it is nice that it's smaller. We can take it up if we have to do any maintenance in the building. We can, it plugs into single phase or three phase.
So kind of an extension on the machine shop, not so much a machine shop. This is kind of a maintenance area over here, you say, right? For bringing in trucks, equipment, what have you?
Yeah, we can pull our forklifts in here, our box trucks, our semi-tractors. Even if we move a few machines, we've taken these lights up, we can actually put a whole semi-trailer in here, to do brakes and tires and whatnot. So.
Okay. And I guess if you got a piece of machinery you're working on, you could even put it over in here and just have a staging area to work around.
It's a nice dedicated space where there's not going to be people driving in and out or nearby. You know, you can just have a machine there for a couple of days if you have to work on it.
And you got your more mechanicking type tools over here, wrenches and sockets and what have you, and lubricant stuff, wire. You got it pretty well set up here. This is a nice little continuation to the machine shop.
Yeah, it's been a journey of getting one thing here and there, but it's getting to the point where it's pretty nicely set up now.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, very nice. So this is a project, I guess.
Yeah, it's been about a year since we started it, to be honest with you, but it's getting near the finish line.
So tell them what this is and what you're doing.
So we have kind of his little brother already running, but this is a 1960s, no real way of knowing because the serial number is missing, but a 1960s.
Serial number was ground off, right?
Yeah, there's like one letter left. It doesn't really help you all that.
That's no red flags there, but go ahead.
I bought it from a legitimate company, I think. It looks like it was worn off, I hope.
There you go.
But they're interesting machines. They're made right here in Ohio by Plymouth Locomotive, and then Yale Forklifts put their names on them. I think it's a 24,000 pound. Again, we don't know the model. The tags, the whole plate's missing. But it's an interesting machine. They put old Ford 292s, which was a Ford pickup truck engine from like an old F100 or F150 from the 50s and 60s. In them, so we've sent that out. It's been rebuilt. You can see right now we're about to paint it and then put her back together. We're excited to get her in use too, because his little brother needs a lot of maintenance. So once this guy's running, we can bring him over here for some engine work.
Nice to have a heavy capacity forklift for sure, and this thing here is built like a locomotive, right?
It is. It's got about 1.5 inch plate steel frame on the side, and everything seems built well or overbuilt, you could even say.
Well, guys, I think we have given the grand tour here. They've got a nice little corner here in their warehouse where they do maintenance work, what have you, put in this whole machine shop in here, and guys are still learning how to do things and what have you, but it's really been a big asset to them, and looks like you got a nice setup for sure.
Yeah, we really appreciate you coming up. You've showed me a couple of things I had no idea how to do on the Monarch and the Index already, and it's been great having you. We appreciate you taking the trip up here.
Well, I appreciate the hospitality, appreciate the opportunity to come up here, and yeah, I think we'll probably shoot a little video of some of y'all's stuff in here. We'll do a separate video on that for you guys to look out for if you're interested. Get to see some neat machines, and happen to be looking for something that they got out here. Some of this stuff is for sale, so you can give them a holler and talk to them as well.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate your hospitality.